Hello there, and welcome to my second vlog for March. And it's Tuesday, the 29th of March 2022. And of course, at the top of the list of things to talk about, because you've all been writing to me, is what happened with Will Smith and Chris Rock at the Oscars. Okay, first thing I want to clarify is a lot of you have been saying, referring to Will Smith punching Chris Rock, which he didn't. He slapped him. Now, I have to admit that when I first saw the clip I saw was at such an angle I could see that when Will Smith slapped with a flat hand, slapped Chris Rock, he also punched his chest at the same time, which made me think it was all a bit of a setup. But clearly it wasn't. But we have to remember that Chris Rock was being extremely provocative. We live in the age where aggressive humour goes viral. Ricky Gervais at the Golden Globes, for example. We get examples where people are disappointed that he doesn't point an aggressive joke at them. But of course, Chris Rock, if I may use a Doctor Who quote, Chris Rock scratched the side of a mighty beast and entirely failed to run. Well, there we go. And so Will Smith, being protective towards his wife, Pinkett Smith, got up and slapped him. Was it the right thing to do, or was it the wrong thing to do? I think that's open debate. On a personal basis, I know in the past, when people have bullied me, when somebody else has come along to protect me and given those bullies a good thump, they left me alone. So what can I say about it now? Well, I read this morning that Will Smith has done the correct thing and made a public apology to Chris Rock, which is, of course, the absolute right thing to do. And it highlights that there's lots of issues for Will Smith and other people. He's been protected with his wife. She's got alopecia. There is a reason for that, and that can cause a strain. Anyone who's got any family member who is seriously ill, you will understand the strain it has on the rest of the family. Will Smith has apologized, and I think we should now draw a line. But every silver lining, the Oscar committees are being worried that the Oscar ceremonies are getting fewer and fewer viewing figures. Well, I think this incident will increase it tremendously. But, we talk about this, but it's really quite frivolous compared to what's going on in the Ukraine. Now, to hark back on what we just talked about, Billy Connolly often told a joke that there are too many nuclear wars and not enough people getting a smack in the mouth. And although that sounds very aggressive, in this sort of situation, I agree with it. Putin is getting away with a lot because we in the West are being tiptoed to avoid anything escalating to an extreme. But my viewpoint is Putin's going to do whatever he wants to do. I think he's already planned things, and his current position is to try and split and divide the West to make things easier for him. But the atrocities are tear-jerking. Reports of premature babies having to stay up in their wards because moving them would probably kill them anyway. And so you've got doctors and nurses braving it out. It's appalling, and I often think Tony has to inject himself. He's diabetic, and I often think about the Ukrainians who are diabetic. What are they doing during this time? Right. What was the other thing people were talking about? Here in the UK, we've had what is laughingly called the Spring Statement. Our finance minister is the Chancellor of Exchequer, Rishi Sunak. It used to be called the Budget, but they think they changed the name so it can refer to anything else, as far as I can tell. Anyway, and I do not criticise Rishi Sunak for producing a budget that actually has done nothing. I think the issue it relates to every finance minister of every country during this time. We've had COVID, and then what's going on with the Ukraine is affecting everybody. So I understand that, but I do feel he should be more open and honest and just say, look, I can't do much. We also had the scandal situation that he reduced the fuel duty overnight by 5 pence, but the petrol companies put the price of petrol up by 5 or 10 pence before the 5 pence discount went into action, and so basically nothing has changed there. There's been the debate that energy companies should have a one-off tax to help balance the books for people who really cannot afford their energy bills. In my case, it's gone up by £700 or £800, and it's likely to go up by another £700 or £800. So, how I'm supposed to pay it, I don't know. But a very curious argument that's coming forward at the moment is that whatever the tax may raise on these companies will just be a drop in the ocean. Well, if it is just a drop in the ocean, why don't the companies just volunteer to make a payment and try and ease the bills for us left behind? And finally, it's all been kept very quiet, but there is an increase in positive cases for COVID. But these figures also are a bit smudged because they are stopping or reducing the number of tests. So the philosophy is, if we don't test, then it's not there. With that for you to think about, I shall move on and speak to you sometime in April.